let's talk about the 20th edition of the National Sports Festival, and we can say for a fact that a countdown officially has begun with the touch of unity that has been lead. And Cecilia, let's start by acknowledging what you have on screen. The President Muhammadu Buhari, and the Sports Minister, Sunday Dare. This is very symbolic, Ibrozano. If there were any doubts, if you were thinking, oh, okay, maybe they will call it off, from the highest level, it shows you as this touch of unity moves around, it heralds the games itself. Absolutely.
It brought back some memories of the past when the National Sport Festival used to be the conveyor belt where great talents were discovered and came out good for Nigeria. But we used to have this, just as you said, the doubt about it taking place or not taking place. I'm looking at it positively that more talents are going to come, and it's more like a renaissance of some of the things that helped our sport to come up, because we used to have the like of Chidi Imo, the Ezenwa brothers and co, many people, and even the secondary games where we used to, so many guys from secondary school and straight to the Green Eagles.
Make the transition.
So it's a good development, and as the torch passes around, I just feel that it's also going to create that feelings and enthusiasm for that unity that we keep craving for in the country.
All right. Cecilia, there were some dignitaries present.
Yeah, you had the state governor, of course, the host state. He was there, and some other members from the cabinet of the presidency. Also, you have people from the sports industry, expectedly. They were all there, present at that particular event. And of course, for the sports minister, he feels when you're starting with something like this, he knows that, yes, when you start with this, obviously, it's really around the corner. That's the governor of Edo State I talked about earlier. But you know what, let's listen to the sports minister, talking about how it's going to go and how ready they are for the sports festival in March.
To symbolize unity, peace, friendship, tolerance, and hope amongst Nigerians. When the torch moves around the cities and the people, Nigerians, see it, they begin to properly realize the games are indeed here, and it always brings along with it good feeling for everyone. The movement of the torch around the country is a headline event for the festival, and it further signifies the official countdown to the games of the 20th National Sports Festival. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my hope that all concerned stakeholders will accord the torch of unity the right spotlight it deserves as we march towards the opening ceremony of the 20th National Sports Festival in Benin, Edo State.
It's almost here. The only month you have that is free is February, and that's 29 days, right? And then in March, it's going to start in Edo State. And the qualifiers for the team sports were played in Asaba, Delta State, and also Lagos State hosted. So we already know those states that will be presenting their team sports. We'll see what's going to happen in the Sport Festival. But then the states who won the last time, Delta State, because so much money was promised the athletes and all that, and some other states who had to go poach athletes to come be with them. I think that won't happen this year. It may happen, but then if you check, most of the states decided to also put up incentives for the athletes. Imo State, for instance, to keep the athletes together. So we'll see. We're going to be having the likes of, okay, just see a big superstar like Haruna Kwadri, for instance, decided, okay, Delta State are paying the money. Let me switch over to
a friend of mine used to talk about it, that there's so much mercenaries in sports when it comes to that, because all they know is about money. But just as you said, I'm looking at a possibility where we'll have some rough diamonds coming from some of these states. What I mean by rough diamonds is unknown star.
And we saw that from Akwa Ibom State, right?
Yes,
the athletes
so we want a bit more, not just let it spread. I want it from my home state, Benue State, too. I want it from other states.
What was the position of Benue State the last time? How many contingents?
I know you want to tease me because of the stuff. So it's a good development, just as you said. Some of these A-list athletes can come and then add more glamour to the whole thing.
Yeah,
and besides, I like it, just as, let me take it to Wimbledon 85, when a certain Boris Boom Becker came from nowhere and decimated everybody. An unknown quantity can come and take away any of those superstars. So it's a good development. Let's hope that it works out the way we want it to be. But whichever way you look at it, going back to this, it's going to help the structures we keep craving for. There will always be an athlete where we watch how they come up, how they've been. We monitor their progress. And like in an Olympic year, it's very important. And also for the next Olympics, because if you want to look at, see an Olympian who has won gold, minimum of 6 to 7 years preparation. Yeah. So that's when you get them from the cradle. So you now know that you monitor them well.
But National Sports Festival is not a cradle because that's why you have the youth games.
Absolutely.
That's where they should focus on. Then get these athletes. Then there's progression.
But it's part of the job.
But I love the fact that National Sports Festival is open to everyone, anybody. I can decide to just go there and play any sport I feel like.
Takeaway is what the minister said about the torch symbolizing unity, peace, and friendship, and we need a lot of that in the country.
I agree with you.
So as the torch moves everywhere, we become more united, peace, and see ourselves as brothers. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about something not too palatable. It didn't come as a surprise because we knew what Aruna Quadri was up against, and the German Open. Aruna Quadri loses to Germany's ball 4-2. None of us would say that he or she is surprised, but we're just hoping for a miracle because this guy is
his
ranked
first
higher.
match, he came from behind against the Finnish player. And I was, just as you said, I was hoping that the same vigor,
something
the same
like
steel, and the I can do Nigerian spirit will do it for him. But there's a limit to which you can go because you can't give what you don't have. These guys are technically, and their backroom staff do a lot of work. So it's not just about the player. Haruna, to me, is a phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player because there was a time he wasn't even having a coach, playing with a coach. But yet he weathered through the storm and he's still there, African #1. So let's give it to him.
All right, so that's it. And I don't know what to say. I was expecting a miracle. It didn't happen, but better luck next time. I don't know. So let's move on. Let's continue with our official countdown to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Just in case you've not been monitoring, let's just let you know that it's 174 days to the Olympics. This countdown is what we have started. We try to mirror Nigeria's preparation for the multi-sport events. And Ibrosano, everybody that sits on the seat you currently occupy, when we do this, we ask them to reflect upon Nigeria's preparation. So in 45 seconds, can you do that for me? You look at it. Are you feeling the buzz, the excitement?
I am not feeling the buzz. To me, the preparation has been neither here nor there, so it's been average. Okay. Because this adopts an athlete sort of a thing. It's something they do earlier than now, whereby those who adopt them have a plan for them, a program for them, because most of the problems African athletes used to have, and they still have, the fact that they run here and there, and before the main Olympic, they get burned out. But in other climbs, they know when they select their mates, the races and whatever way they go for. So when they come to the Olympics, they are fresh. But as they need these meets to raise money to pay everybody, and so adopting an athlete a few months to the Olympics, it might be positive on one side, but in the long term, what can it bring at the time? It's like the fire brigade approach we normally adopt in other sports in Nigeria.
But is it not better late than never?
I agree with you, but for how long are we going to keep making the same mistake? Because these are sport technocrats and they are sport stakeholders.
Well, you remember that usually, I mean, the Adopt a Talent campaign is more like you're starting something new. We didn't have this before. And the time the minister came in, I mean, he just came into...
Decided to do something.
It was maybe the previous one could have done something like this. He didn't do it, but a new one did this. So you know that when you have a company sponsoring an athlete like this, I mean, the preparation is going to span not just this Olympics. We're looking into the future. I think that's the whole essence of the Adopt Talent campaign.
You have a point there, yes, but that's I agree with you to a certain degree. That is, if we really want to win a medal this time, that means we're putting our athletes in an unfavorable pressure. But if you're looking beyond this,
the desire to win should not be for Tokyo.
For this, but if it comes, fine, it becomes a bonus. I told somebody the other day, if it comes, it's a byproduct. But if it doesn't, let's look beyond it. And would there be continuity? Because another person might come and might look at it as more like an elephant project. mungle up a whole lot of things.
I don't think so, because you talked about sports policy, sports structure. That's what they want to put in place. So when you have a structure and a policy and you put those things in place, no one is going to scrap it because you already have it right there.
You're right. But when you have an ideology, then the sporting curriculum comes up and it becomes a document, an article of operation. But if you don't have it and it's just a verbal one, yet,
and the initiator leaves the post.
And he leaves, it goes with him. That's how we talk about a personification of office and the person. But if it is about a strong institution, it is not about you. You leave the structure in place.
That's not what he's doing.
Now
he's
look at, you remember Sir Greg Dyke in England, English FA, was there for almost 3 decades. When he left, they didn't feel him. He even resigned or close to a major championship, but nobody felt it because it's not about him. It's about the structure.
I think that's what Sunday Dare is actually trying to do right now.
I agree with you.
So we'll just wait for him to put it in place and we follow up.
We have to move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can continue like this for the old show. We have to move on. Let's talk about the CAF Confederation Cup. Let's look at it. Rangers International of Enugu playing for Pride. But for the Aba Elephants, I was talking about Enyimba, a very, very good chance of progression. And they're up against San Pedro.
Very positive, like you said. It's a good one. Elephant, that's Enyimba, the Elephant Boys. They're always doing 1 or 2 things good for the nation. I'm happy about it. But for Rangers, a major brand in Africa, but things have not been really going on. So for San Pedro and Enyimba has the experience, even the fact that they've not been consistent one way or the other, but they've always been there amongst the boys. Like you said, there's a lot of things coming out about Rangers. Pride, can they build towards it next time? I don't know, because from the last time they won the league, with so much panache, things went the other way around. I was expecting Rangers to be consistent, because Rangers anytime, any day is a crowd puller. So I'm expecting something from Enyimba, actually.
All right, so you expect Enyimba to progress?
Yes, Rangers, win or lose, it's still the Pride.
It's still the Pride. That's the only thing left to play for. All right, let's quickly go on and talk about the league. Cecilia already hinted about a game that she thinks is going to be massive on match day 18. So let's take a look at the fixtures. 8 matches to be played this weekend. And, of course, we asked Brozano what he thinks. FC Ifeanyi up against Akwa United. Heartland up against Sunshine Stars. You have Kano Pillars up against Adamawa United. Kwara United up against MFM. Plateau United up against Rivers. That's the game Cecilia thinks we should watch out for. Wiki Tourist up against Dakota FC. Jigawa Golden Stars up against League Leaders. Lobby Stars. Nasarawa United up against Abia Warriors. So, your pick.
Well, like Cecilia, Plateau United, Rivers. Rivers on their day can beat any side. And Plateau United, it's like they've gotten the verve back with their new coach, the man who's a mathematician, but he is now a soccer coach. So I'm playing at home at the Rampang Stadium with so much motivation and with what they've been doing, because they'll be dilly-dally with Lobby Stars on the log. So obviously they will want to nick this one. But against a crack Rivers side, depending on how they approach the game, I think it's going to be a dicey game.
All right.
How dicey would that one be? But there are other games you need to look out too. Talking about Akwa United, some of those games that you think, okay, they started on the high, then somehow they started losing, but they actually need to get back on winning ways. Apart from that one, any other one that you're going to pick out of that?
Kano Pillars, Adamawa. Adamawa might not be a solid side, but they can always rub hot pepper on your face when you least expect it.
Okay. Adamawa.
Right. A lot of people feel Adamawa have been donating points.
But on a bad day, Kano Pillars can be the worst side too.
That's true. That's true.
So I've watched them more than 10 years, and even when the likes of Gambo Mohammed, when they were still in their prime, because I've watched the games in Kano. When you get there, you'll be hearing same Masugida. You will not hear anything other than that. But you'll be surprised at them losing to a side you never thought they were going to lose to.
All right. I also think Heartland and Sunshine is going to be a good game as well. All right.
I fear for Heartland because there's some of their ex-players are complaining and they're taking their protest to the admin for sacking them, and they've not been paid their backlog of salaries and co. So it's been disrupting 1 or 2 things there. Maybe it might have an effect on the game, or even the players currently. Are we going to be treated the same way too if you just oppose the whole thing? So maybe, and maybe not.
All right.